everyone, and welcome to the next episode, the 57th episode of Strawberry Patches podcast. And my name is Marina. I am a Russian girl living and hand dyeing yarn in New Zealand with my husband and our little daughter. And in this podcast, this episode, I will tell you all about my hand-dyed yarn, a little bit update about what we have been doing, and of course some of my knitting that I've been doing. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you are new to this channel, I try to talk a little bit about this and that, and hopefully encourage you guys to knit something new or just try new techniques, new yarns. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Here's a toast to you. I'm drinking a very special smoothie that is it was hand-picked. So we went on a strawberry farm just this Sunday, and I hand-picked 2 full buckets of fresh strawberries. And this is them, and a tiny bit of brown sugar. I know it's probably bad for teasing you, probably where you are now is winter and you're cold, but I just couldn't resist. This is too good. And it's strawberries, so I love strawberries, as you could have guessed already. This is my dessert. Today I will tell you, first of all, about my finished objects, which I have 3. Then some whips, which are only 2. And then I will tell you about where we've been going to, some plans, some new presents, acquisitions, and things like that. So I don't know if it's going to be a long episode. Probably it will be. That's why let's start right away. And I wanted to thank you, everyone, for all your lovely comments on my previous podcast. So the previous 2 videos were the finished object ones, which I just show something that I have finished and tell you all about it. But the podcast episode, the one with the glasses and the confessions, I have to say that I was really worried about what reactions I might get, but I was overwhelmed by all your kind words and all your sweet messages and all the stories, and I had no idea that so many people went through the same thing. And one of my friends contacted me, and we had a little virtual knitting session, and she told me something that I had no idea, that there are women who went through the same thing, and it's just not common to talk about it. Anyways, I don't want to go into the details today. If you want to find out what it was, you can go back to the previous episode and watch it. The bottom line is that I'm very, very thankful for all your support and for all your wonderful words. It meant so much to me, and I have to say that now, after a month or something after that video, I feel much better. I kind of came to terms with what's happened, and I'm positive that whatever is meant to happen will happen, and it's fine. So yeah, to everyone who is commenting on my videos, words cannot describe how much I appreciate that, because this keeps me moving and very motivating for me to record new videos. I want to tell you now about what I'm wearing. So this is not a new object, but I decided that I haven't really worn it on the podcast, and this is my Stephen West. Oh, this is the back, by the way. Doesn't look that bad, doesn't it? This is the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along of 2020, and it's this gigantic shawl with a beautiful shape that is a crescent shape. I think they are the most versatile and very easy to style ones. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. As you can see, this is how big it is. Yeah, please ignore the chair. here it is with all its beauty. And I wear it like this. It's actually very warm, so I might take it off at some point soon. It's my hand-dyed yarn, and I talked about this shawl before many times, so yes. Also, as you might have noticed, I cut my hair and it was like this long, and I just went and chopped it right after New Year because I wanted, probably after all the things that happened to me at the end of the year, I just wanted a fresh new start, and yeah, what a better way to signify it, right? So I cropped it. I'm very happy with it, and yeah. People say it makes me look younger, which is hard to believe. You know, I'm going to be 37 in a month. I cannot believe that. Yeah. Okay. Done with that. Now, as you noticed as well, that I'm not wearing my glasses anymore because a month ago I went through the smile laser surgery operation on my eyes, both of them, and it was something. That experience is like a different episode if I tell you all about it, but I'm not going to. I just want to say that it's wonderful to be able to not just see, but you know, at some points in the day, like at night when I would normally take off my glasses, I would not see the stars because I would rarely look outside the window after that. But now I can see the stars. They're there. And also when I'm driving, the green traffic lights, they actually, now I see that they consist of tiny small green dots. And before that, I didn't know. I didn't see that. So these little things, they just add to the quality of life. And it's amazing that I've decided to go with it because I was pretty nervous and scared of it. Anyways, yeah. No glasses, new hairstyle, and I keep knitting and dyeing yarn, although dyeing wasn't that much because, as you can see, in 1 month, that's nothing. Although 2 of them were sold, so, well. Okay, let's now jump right into the finished objects. I think the first one that I finished, in just if you go to chronological order, was this socks made from very thin 4-ply, and as you can see, they're not matching, but I don't care. This was a Zauber ball, I think, yarn, and it was very thin, and it took me forever to finish the socks, maybe a year or something. But I'm very happy with the result. They fit very nicely. I made sure that they are very snug, and I haven't washed them, so probably they would stretch a little bit more because obviously they're super washed. And they have some nylon in them, so hopefully they'll be sturdy as well. But yeah, socks. And the next thing I did was this little adventure gnome. It was a mystery knit-along that I signed up for just after the Stephen West's mystery knit-along finished because I really loved the mystery aspect of it, and I saw something like that on Ravelry. And I thought, oh well, I can make a toy for my daughter and for the Christmas tree. So here he is. And at first it started with a beard, and then it was the hat, and it all went into, it was every day something new, but some of the days were just recipes or stories, which I wasn't that crazy about. But in the end, I made this fun little gnome. And I used up my hand-dyed yarn. This is from different socks that I knitted, just leftovers. This beautiful, beautiful yarn. And this one is a mini skein that I didn't know what to do with. It's perfect usage for it. This is the undyed, obviously, yarn. And this is some of the, again, my hand-dyed. It's not very even, but I guess it serves the purpose. And yeah, some people say, don't I want to add the eyes? But I think it's cute like that. I kind of like it. I'm not very happy with the beard, the way it turned out. Maybe it's just me, the way I was knitting. But it was not very intuitive, I have to say. And this pattern is by Imagine Landscapes, I think. I will put all the information in the description box below, which is like on the bottom of this video there is an arrow. If you click that, all the links to the patterns that I've been using will be there. So yeah, this is my second finished object, and I have it right here to remind me where the camera is, because otherwise I'll be looking at a weird direction. A couple of episodes ago I wanted to challenge myself. So if you remember, if you haven't, I'll tell you quickly. So there were 4 envelopes, and with those envelopes I chose what kind of next project I would be making, and I picked this colorful papers, and they said that my next project will be a 4-ply merino cotton in minty color, and it will be a baby vest in stockinette. So I'm happy to say I showed you the skein that I dyed already. I'm happy to say that I've finished it. Yeah, it took me, I cast on the 1st of January and I finished on the 5th, and I was knitting like crazy. It's not like I always knit like that as fast. Here it is. Here's the dress. She's already worn it, and I hopefully will include some pictures here of her watch. Yes, dаю. Да, такая wearing it. But yeah, it is stockinette, and I mean, it's not all stockinette, that would be totally boring, and I didn't want to bore myself to death with all that. And there is a little bit of lace at the front, which is very cute, I think. There was more lace here, but I wanted to use up the whole skein, so I decided to start the rice or the seed stitch somewhere here, and I just knitted as much as I had the left of the yarn, and I almost lost the yarn chicken game because I had like 3 stitches to finish and I ran out of yarn. So I cut off the yarn that was at the beginning. There was like this much left. I cut it off here, and I used this little bit to bind off. Can you believe it? I was going to otherwise just take some undyed yarn and just do white, because at some parts of it, the border is white anyway. But yeah, this is how a little bit of speckling pulled, and yeah, this is how it looks. By pulling, I mean when you knit, there's like this stripes, and of course here there's decreases and increases, so they're more even, and over here it's all straight. That's why it is like that. I'm quite happy with the result, and my daughter loved it. I tried it on her and she didn't want to take it off, but one of my friends who is new at knitting, she came and she said like, this looks like it's peeled already. I was like, no, that's the point of this yarn. It's like this cotton and acrylic nip, and I kind of like this texture, but I can see where she's coming from. Like, it does look like it's peeled a little bit. What do you think? Do you think it looks horrible with all these bits sticking out, or is it acceptable and it's kind of like adds to its character? Since then I have been thinking, does it really look like it's, you know, like an old dress with some really horrible old yarn? But yeah, I don't know about you guys if you ever knitted with this nip quality yarn before, but I think I prefer without it. But yeah, that's enough about the finished objects. Now, oh, it's too hot. Now, I wanted to tell you about what I've been working on recently. But before that, I just wanted to know, how have you been doing? How was New Year for you guys? I hope you had the quality time with your loved ones, even if you couldn't join your family. At least you could probably do FaceTime with them, or Zoom, or whatever people do these days. I hope you had a wonderful time, filled with lots of sweet moments and lots of knitting, of course, or crocheting, or whatever your thing is. Now, I finished lots of stuff in December, end of December, and the socks and the gnome, and I wanted to custom something big. And of course Steven West was launching his new patterns on the 26th of December, and I picked, so he was launching two shawls. One of them was called the Winter Light Shawl, and the other one, I forgot what it is, but it's this sort of pattern in a triangular shape. I chose the Winter Light Shawl, and again, I'm using my own hand-dyed yarn. I was contemplating about what colors to choose, but in the end I chose white as the main color, and it's almost finished. Wow. And these are my contrasting colors, color 1, 2, and 3. He suggests you go from the lightest to the darkest. And I was sure to be not in the middle of the row this time. By the way, I have to show this bag to you again. Made by my lovely friend Cher. She's amazing. This bag is amazing. Look at the details. Did I show you this bag? I'm not even sure. But yeah, I love this bag. Here's the shawl. I might actually try to kind of sort of wear it. I'm on the last part of it. So this was section 1 with this beautiful rays, but I have to say that sleeping 7 stitches was not easy. Look at all the floats. But I'm wondering if it's the same if you're doing like a color work yoke and you have to do some color work. I wonder if it's the same, because I haven't done that. This will be one of my challenges this year for me. Then there is this beautiful bubbles, which I hope will look better once I've blocked them. Then the honeycomb, which is his craze, I think, this time. Then there is more honey, no, not honey, bubbles. And then there's chevron border. I'll try to stretch it, but I'm afraid to lose the stitches. So yeah, as you can guess, this is the chevron part, and I already did 1, 2, 3 colors. So I'm going to now repeat those 1, 2, 3 colors, and then there is over 670 stitches I-cord bind off border. This alone might take me a week, but I don't mind. I just, knit along. And there is a knit along going on. It's the Hibernit along, I think he's called it, the winter Hibernit along. So yeah, this will be my second Steven West shawl. I think it looks beautiful, and it will look much better once I've blocked it, obviously. Ta-da! Oh yeah, baby. And something's happened, and I'm in the mood for everything purple. So the second project that I've been meaning to cast on forever is another purple thing. It's a So Faded by Andrea Mowry, and I'm done quite a lot as well. I think by the next time I record, I might actually finish it. And there are 3 colors that I'm fading from this beautiful darker purple into lighter. Let me show them to you. It'll be better like that. So yeah, so the dark one is almost finished. I just I left a little bit for this neckline, and then I'm knitting this lighter purple, which will go into this much lighter purple. And I think it will be a beautiful effect, more dark to my face because it makes a nice contrast, and lighter to the extremities, to the bottom of the sweater and the sleeves. And this is a very easy construction. It's just a raglan with what's it called, stockinette here and the garter over here. Very straightforward and very easy to follow, and she explains to you how you can stripe the way you like or fade as many colors as you want. You can fade as 2 colors, or you can do 7 or 8, whatever you want. And yeah, The only thing is I have so much going on, so many projects on the go, that I don't have enough cables to actually try it on, which I should before it's too late. I will do at some point, hopefully soon. All right, so I showed you this, I showed you that, and next thing I want to show and I want to brag about, forgive me for bragging, is forgive my fat arms as well. I'm gonna cover them. I don't really like them. I'm going to the gym 3 times a week and still haven't worked. I'm still unhappy with my arms. Hence, I'm gonna be wearing this beautiful shawl. Do you do that? Do you wear shawls to hide some of the things you don't like about yourself? You don't have to say it, but yeah, that's what I do. Yes, it was right before Christmas. I received a parcel in the mail and I was so looking forward to that parcel because it was from Anastasia. Hi Anastasia, I know she's watching, and she is my fellow podcaster. She has a knitting podcast called Free Your Sheep. By the way, the story of how they came up with the name is just awesome. And she tells you the story in her, the recent episodes. And we started talking since I found her, and I was really, really amazed by all the Icelandic knitting and the yarn that she has and the story and everything. And she's a pilot as well. I mean, how many pilots who are knitters do you know? It's amazing. So I offered her if she'd like to do kind of like a yarn swap or just exchanging, and she agreed, and this is what I got from her. It was beautifully packaged, and I did put it under the tree and enjoyed the packaging, but I couldn't resist any longer on the 25th, which normally I would open the presents on the Christmas Eve, but this time I couldn't resist, and I opened it on the 25th of December. It was this beautiful, beautiful Knit Pro needle set for coffee lovers. Actually, that's probably very true to what it looks like inside, and I have never treated myself to anything as luxurious and as beautiful looking as this one, and I wanted to share it with you. So it's Knit Pro for those who love to knit, and it's called Knit and Sip. You know why? Because inside, as you could have guessed already, so we're taking off the beautiful box. There is this lovely velvet to touch cover, and over here there's some beautiful, pretty cute little coffee cups, and they are absolutely gorgeous. If only I drank coffee, but my husband does so, and maybe I will one day, or I can give them to my daughter to drink because she's learning to drink now from normal, not plastic cups. So yeah, then you open this beautiful flap, and then you see this gorgeous, gorgeous needles. Sorry for these two missing. A friend of mine borrowed them, and all of them have some kind of name of a coffee, type of coffee. And they're all beautiful, and even though the colors are a little bit different, but it's the same number. So this and this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, this two, and this, whatever, you understand. I haven't yet tried knitting with them, but my friend, she has, and the reason is because I usually knit with 3.5 and down, and I guess I could have changed and used these needles. Focus. So yeah, I definitely want to try and give them a go, but I guess I will try them with a new project, because right now I'm knitting the sweater on the 3mm, and the Shawl on 3.5. I could try actually, but I just like how especially for shawl knitting, how smoothly it glides when they're metal and they're sharp. But yeah, looking forward to knitting with this. Then that's not it. Then there's this. Needles come out and oh, something that shouldn't be here. And then inside you have a little pouch in the coffee grain shape with the cables. And there are some instructions about how to use the needles as well. I think it's a perfect box for keeping your jewelry as well. It's beautiful. It's velvety. It's nice and dark color. So here are the three, three cables, but I gave my friend one, so there's one more. And also all of these accessories like the stoppers and these metal thingy, I guess, for tightening the cables. With my higher sharps, I don't really use the tighteners because they screw and they just stay. They're pretty awesome, those ones. So yeah, I'm looking forward. And I think the next project, if it's 3.5mm needles, then I would definitely give these needles a go. And I will tell you all about my experience with knitting with them. So, oh, okay, forgot to put the needles inside. So this is how it looks. Gorgeous, isn't it? Anastasia, thank you so much. This is the most luxurious knitting present I've ever gotten. Beautiful. I wish I had made this video before I blended these needles because it looks like two missing teeth. Hope you forgive me for that. But yeah, they were here. So yeah, lucky me for having such awesome friends, knitting friends, and for such beautiful presents. Okay, now I think it's time to talk about some of the hand-dyed yarn that I've been working on there lately. So here it is in all its glory. As you can see, today's color theme is all pinks and greens. Very summery, very watermelony. Oh, I had this watermelon the other day. Oh, it was delicious. So cold and so juicy, my God. Yeah. So let's talk about the watermelon colorway. I have dyed this before and it was just one experimental skein, and it's this one. You can see it here. Oh, hold on though. There are stripes here, sorry. Okay, so the green is knitting up like that. Obviously this is a short row triangle, so depending on how you knit it, it might be different. And over here there are two yarns. So the green one is that one and the white one is a different one. I'm really tempted to make some socks with it because I want to see how this part would look in a sock, and I might actually do it before the Wool Fest so that I have some samples for you guys. So I have these gorgeous skeins, which are 4-ply 100% merino on high twist, which means there is no nylon, but the high twist makes them more durable than normal merino would be. Then I have more of this same base, and I dyed up this colorway before. It's the cherry ice cream, and I just loved it so much that I dyed it again, and people bought it, and I kept dyeing, so I had to dye up some more. And this might be a sweater's quantity for someone. Oh, there's one more. So I made 6 of these, and they're not the same because I can only dye in batches of 2. So like these lighter ones are sort of similar. And then there's, I guess, these darker ones, I guess. But the idea is the same, like they are this beautiful pinky red color with a part that has some orange and darker pink. Then I decided to play around with some silk. And this is the only one I have left. I had some pink dyed up with it, which was called the peony, the Silky Peony. And this is the Silky Silver Fern colorway. It's 50% silk, single ply, merino, 50-50 silk and merino. It's beautiful. It's very, very soft and luxurious, and it would be absolutely perfect for a shawl. And I thought that somebody would want to make up a shawl like I did, the pink and green. And that's why I dyed them together, but I guess green will be used for something else. Might use it myself, because I love green. As you will see, this is another green skein that I've done. It's same kind of green, but on a different base. This is the Bronze Stellina Sparkle sock. And this is the undyed part of it. Because I wanted to speckle it, but then I saw it and I thought, ooh, that looks actually beautiful. I don't want to speckle it with anything. And this hint of bronze sparkle, it's very hard to picture on camera or on video, but I think you can see a little bit here and there. And I think it will be gorgeous in socks probably, because there is some nylon in it as well, or maybe a shawl. It's very soft as well, this yarn, and very springy and lovely, lovely bronze sparkles. Then, I think that's the last one, I decided to experiment with a different nip, Donegal nip yarn, which were this brown and black and white nips. As you can see, these darker things which are woven into the yarn. And I dyed it this beautiful orangey color with some specks of green. And even though it's not my jam, I'm sure that there will be people who will love it. And on the whole, I'm pretty happy with this, how this turned out. I don't have this base anymore. I just ordered it to see how it looks and to find out if I want to work with it in the future. And I'm actually tempted to kind of still keep it and make some socks maybe with it, because this is not my color, and for socks it doesn't matter. Or I would sell it. I don't know. Now the next thing is what's going to happen is I'm planning to dye up slowly as the summer goes along, and I'm so lucky to be able to get a place at the next Wool Fest that we have this year. Exciting, in May. Last year was a horrible year. Everything got cancelled, so of course we didn't have a Wool Fest. And I am so privileged and happy that, thanks to my wonderful friends, one of them, and the most important one who helped me with this is Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. And yeah, I got myself a stall place at the Wool Fest, and I will be very happy to see you all guys there if you can come. And I'll have some gorgeous, gorgeous yarn for you guys there. But if you want something before then, just write to me. I will link all where you can reach me down below. It's Instagram is Strawberry Patches or Marina Hoja, whichever you want. On Ravelry it is MarinaToys. So I'll be happy to answer your questions about, and actually I can do some orders as well. We can talk about it. And today's Tuesday. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, but on Thursday we are going to gather all together with all of my knitting friends here in the Auckland area. Maybe somebody will come from further than Auckland, but we're going to have the annual dye day. And last year I took you there and I made some videos about what we did there. I think it was there that I dyed up this purple yarn, this lavender, and I made my lavender cloud cardigan, which I love. Very comfortable cardigan. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I'm excited about that coming up. this week, and I will again take you there and hopefully show you a little bit about all the fun we're having there. What's more, oh my god, so I've been talking about this wheel forever. My birthday is coming up, and it was last year that I told my husband I don't want any presents, but I'm going to buy myself a spinning wheel, and I was hoping to do that during the Wool Fest, because I knew there would be some representatives and maybe some secondhand wheels that I was going to look at and choose and whatever. And then I wasn't that much into spinning yet, but with the lockdowns and with the Wool Fest cancelled, I was able to try out some other wheels at the retreat as well. And long story short, I asked my husband if I can get a spinning wheel for my birthday, and he said yes. And Cher was right. Cher, you were right. When she lended me hers, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have to warn you that this is addictive." It is. I decided that I'm gonna buy the exact same spinning wheel, the little gem, and yeah, it will be my early birthday present. I don't think I'm gonna wait until my birthday to use it. I just can't wait to get my hands on it. It's gonna be all brand new with all the new bobbins. I had to take a little break and drink some water. So yeah, also in this video I wanted to do a little bit of a recap of 2020. I know many of other podcasters have done it, and they talked about the goals that they've had and what they've reached, and their whole knitting year, how it was. For me, it was quite a productive year, I guess, partly because my daughter started to go into kindy, and the year started with my mother-in-law being here, which meant I could go to different knitting, spinning events, and yeah, have more free time basically. So my goal, according to Ravelry, was to knit 15 projects in 2020, and I managed to knit 32. That's more than twice my goal. So I decided that this year my goal will be 21 projects, because it's the year of 2021. And I have knitted lots of, I have them all written here in my little notebook. This is the list of all the projects that are small, like baby dresses and hats and socks and things like that. But I have quite a few garments. There's the fade cardigan, cable sweater for my husband, the purple cloud cardigan, the rose cardigan by Andrea Maury, which was so intricate and quite difficult, Floozy 2, East or West pullover, and the Slip Extravaganza, this shawl, which I think it's like 5 skeins, so I guess it counts. The Morning Sky top, and the Maritima top, and the Fade Neve, of course, the Fade Neve, the last one that I showed you, the minty one with the bubbles or nips. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 big pieces, and I have one unfinished Icy Spring pullover, which is the body is finished and there are no sleeves and it's not finished. But if I had finished it, it would be almost one per each month of the year, which is exciting, I think. I also tried to calculate, like Anastasia, she's asked her viewers about how many grams or meters of yarn they have used throughout the year. I noticed that I wasn't so meticulously writing down everything of what I was knitting, so I can only approximately say that my big garments, which are the only ones I really took notes for, is about 4.5 kgs of yarn, and altogether I think it would be close to 8 kilograms of yarn I've knitted throughout the year. I think it would be that. And in meters, God knows, there's a lot of meters, I'm sure. And I wish Ravelry had some kind of algorithm, because all the information is already in the Ravelry project pages. I wish they had sort of like an Excel whatever program going on, and it would calculate all that stuff for you. But they don't. So yeah, for this year, 2021, my, not the goals, but kind of the things that I want to do are, I want to do at least one project in stranded color work. I'm thinking of some mittens or a hat or something small, or a cowl, just to try my hand at it. If I like it, that I would love to do like a sweater. And the second thing is I want to go deeper with brioche, and I think I will do the Fantastic Shawl by Stephen West, because there is a part that's the brioche section there, and I love to play with different colors. And I guess the third would be to knit more from my patterns that I already have and not buy anymore, because I bought so many patterns last year. But I'm definitely going to take part in the Stephen West Mystery Cowl this year. So yeah, these are my 4 goals or aspirations, so to say, for this year. I'm also very lucky that I have the yarn that I can dye any color I want, and I will be playing more with different fiber contents, like with yak and with linen and things like that. I have some linen blends right now in my dye room, and I'm thinking about a project to dye them for, because I don't think there'll be enough for sale. I just want to try them out and see how they behave in a garment. And I was just talking with my friend Liana, who is my dear crochet friend. She makes amazing toys. You probably heard about her from me a lot. Anyways, she made me realize that not many of us know, even I don't know fully, about the way different fibers behave in different projects, garments. So I would love to find out all this information and hopefully make a separate video for you guys. I don't know if you'll be interested in that. For example, linen. What projects is it good for? How does it drape? Does it hold shape or not? And what else? Yak, the qualities of that fiber and all that. I think that would be interesting to find out and hopefully share with you guys. And the last but not least, I wanted to do a couple of recommendations for you guys. So I wanted to again mention Anastasia from Free Your Sheep, not just because she's my friend and she's given me this really amazing gift, but also because her podcast is really beautiful and she is very good at editing it as well. I love the way she combines the music with the scenes from her home and the knitting projects and the way she's knitting, and she's knitting really beautiful things from Icelandic wool, which I think are worth watching. And the next one that I've been watching recently is Patricia from Knitography podcast. The funny thing is, now I remember that when I just started recording this, she was one of the first people who wrote to me, and she's commented and she's given me she's left messages on Instagram as well. I think I have no idea why I did not watch her podcast back then. Maybe she didn't have a podcast back then. Maybe she only had an Instagram. But anyways, recently I found out that she has a podcast and it's so interesting. Patricia is from America, but she lives in Norway? Right, yes, I think, yeah, Norway. And she has this tremendous knowledge about their culture and the Selbu mittens. She lives in the Selbu area, you know, this beautiful colorway mittens. So she, being a teacher, she's very good at explaining and telling stories, and this is what she's doing. And I haven't caught up on all of her episodes, but every episode is like a book from a library with lots of details and stories and knitting stories. You know, she talks about how this album Mittens, how the pattern appeared, and all the places that you can see this Mittens now, and it really makes you feel like you lived those times and you've seen this happening. She's really good. Really, really admire her color work. And some of her latest videos, she talks about this collection of mittens made by Norwegian designers, and they're fairy tale mittens. And even though I know I wouldn't be knitting or wearing mittens, it made me want to make some because they are just so beautiful, and the story behind them, especially I like the Three Billy Goats one. I think the story behind it is wonderful, and yeah, loved it. So yeah, if you are looking for some new podcasts to watch, definitely go check out Patricia and Anastasia. And let me see, is there someone else I wanted to recommend? No, this time I guess that was it. I have been catching up on the previous episodes of hers, so I've been doing that. I hope you've all been well, and I really, really appreciate that you came to this corner of the world to join me for a little bit of chit chat and knit and this and that. Oh yeah, I've been also watching Inga from the Knitting Traditions. But I told you about her before, but she's really good as well. She's this beautiful, beautiful model and doctor knitter. Like these three things in one person, it's just, imagine the combination, it's just amazing. It's a pleasure to watch her as well. And the more I watch other podcasts, the more I notice that it's very common to host some kind of a knit along. And one of you lovely viewers have written to me and said, why don't I make some kind of a giveaway or something on YouTube as well, because I've done one in real life. So I am thinking about it. I'm thinking now of making a knit along, but I need your suggestions, like what kind of projects or what is the idea behind this knit along. The one I did before was the Kiwi Cow, which was based on projects either from New Zealand yarn or by New Zealand designers. And yeah, but this time I want to do something different. I was thinking of maybe like Russian designers, but I'm sure that this was going to limit your options very much. But maybe some kind of color work knit along, or stripy sock knit along, or I don't know, lace knit along, or invent your own something knit along. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. I think it should be something that would be easily accessible for many of us. If it's like just New Zealand yarn, that's very hard to get outside New Zealand, especially these days. But yeah, would you be interested in something like that? If yes, just write to me what kind of thing you would want. And of course, as a gift, I could gift you some of this yarn if you would like to get it, of course. And maybe I will get donations from someone else. I don't know. If you would like to participate and sponsor a knit along, I'm always more than happy to collaborate. Yeah, I guess that's all. I'm sorry this episode is super long, but I had so much to share, and at the end of this video I'm just gonna put some clips about our visit to the farms and this and that, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope that wherever you are, whether it's cold or hot, you are finding the time for your hobby, and that it makes you happy, and that you can enjoy it, and you're healthy. The most important thing. I want all of you to be healthy and get healthier this year, and hopefully we will be able to travel as freely and to be able to see our loved ones whenever we want. On this note, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next episode. Bye bye! We just arrived at the blueberry country farm where we can pick our own fruit, and I have this wonderful bucket and I'm going to fill it to the brim because I love picking berries, and they are a lot here. The weather is beautiful. We just had a lovely drive with the beautiful view of the countryside, and now I think I'm gonna pick some and eat them. Let's see. First fruit. To be honest, I've never seen blueberries on a tree or bush or whatever it's called. And these are really good. I think I'm gonna be very tempted not to eat them all. But I think when I was little, I used to go into our garden and just pick all the... My grandma would say, okay, here is the bowl, and fill it up with raspberries or gooseberries or whatever. And I'd come back and there's like a few at the bottom, and she's like, where is it? It's like, I don't know, I ate him. So yeah, I'll show you more. I don't know how big this blueberry field is, but we just had some really cool ice cream and it was so delicious after a very hot day. And I just want to show you some of the unpicked blueberries. This is not where we were picking them. And look at these. What a beautiful day. I'm sure those birds had a few berries as well. Let's see. Didi, are you ready? It's 9 o'clock in the morning and there are already that many people. Wow.